Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, Mayday-san Gaming, and today we have a new series that I'm trying to start here, which is kind of, I guess we'll call this Inside Airsoft. I know my Inside Airsoft series was just about like full-length gameplays, but I think we'll make this Inside Airsoft. So I kind of want to make a video series that kind of goes through my mindset of how I play Airsoft, what's going through my head when I was making these decisions, or my movement, some of the mistakes I made, some of the things I could have done better, some of the good things I did, and just have it as a way for me to help myself improve at the game, as well as help you guys improve at your game. And if you ever do come to Japan to play Airsoft, kind of have a better head start in terms of like how you should be thinking when you play. That being said, I've only been playing the game for 1.5 years. I'm not an expert at all, but I think I have enough experience to at least look at my own gameplay and help myself improve. So, of course, why don't you guys leave in the comment section down below what you think I could have improved on, what I did well, blah, 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 all that fun stuff. Engagement, all that cheese. And let's do this. So we have here the AKM gameplay. The one that came out a couple weeks ago. The very first AKM gameplay ever. And we're going to be reviewing it. And just kind of seeing what I was thinking the entire time. So here I am moving on the right lane here, where it's very tight, and with a rifle that is around 850 millimeters long, this can be pretty cumbersome. And that kill was crazy. I know it's kind of hard to see on the camera, but I guess I was able to see him. So I'm holding this angle. I'm actually, no. I was holding the gun up while re-indexing that mag, which is really smart to do. Always have your gun down range. That was a mistake. Shouldn't have eagle peeked that guy. And two, I shouldn't have eagle peeked him with such a bright flashlight that I can't even see the target. It was probably better off to just back off and let someone else handle that, or just rotate that guy, or maybe peek him without it, or peek him with a pistol, where I would have had way more flexibility in terms of how much I could expose myself. Out of ammo here. So it's kind of weird. It's like, didn't I just reload this magazine? So I guess I put in an empty one. So you got to be aware that when you do reload, you don't get magic bullets, guys. They actually stay in the magazine, even if you change the mag out. So if you're reloading into a 2 magazine, which you'll see a lot here, I reload into a 2 BB magazine. You'll be getting that 2 BB magazine later. It doesn't refill itself like in Warzone, right? So here I am pushing up right again in the super tight area with a long ass gun. And I'm checking to see if that is clear. I'm just moving up. I know my teammate's right beside me. Going offhand, and somehow that guy was just there. So that was just unlucky. I don't think there really is anything I could have done in that situation. So instead of going back to that right lane, I'm going to go to the left side now. Go to the left side where I see that my teammate's pushed up. I pie just in case, but you know, that all just comes with reading the map and knowing where your teammates are, which is something I kind of picked up from Call of Duty. Where if you know where your teammates are, you know where the enemies are, right? So I saw that he was pushed up on the left all the way up, so I was like, okay, I don't need to be there. How is our right flank doing? So I'm moving to the right. Even though I'm at a disadvantage, I still move to the right lane to see what's good. Someone peeks there. I miss because I lack the accuracy. Not being familiar with the platform, and iron sights. So here again, doing the stupid light thing. I would have gotten that kill if that guy wasn't already dead. So I'm staying in this area. I had my muzzle up against the cover there to use that to pie. Just being aware of my muzzle and my muzzle length and the barrel, and just always having that gun up in some sort of ready position, even if it's canted and low and hip fired. I can see that my teammates are pushed up on the left here, so I'm like, all right. So it looks like, yeah, there's bear mans here, so I'm gonna try and take this one. Not go down that left hallway because I know that that's an exposed area, so I'm gonna go through a safer route here, even though it's at the expense of going in a super, super tight environment. I should have changed to my pistol here if I wanted to pie these tight corners, because this was struggle bus. I think I had my rifle just under my armpit. Got that kill. But I think the advantage of why I kept the AK is because if I'm going to hip fire, I have tracer units at least. So we're pushed up all the way to their spawn now, which I think is kind of broken at this map, and it's kind of not fair, but I'm just going to wait here because there's no point me getting aggro and pushing up. just in case someone comes through. I'm actually holding the rifle under my armpit and like super down on my offhand because it's so long, and I'm trying to hide it from the wall so that they don't see that I'm sitting here. The only one who knows that I'm here is the guy who I just killed. This guy goes in to run aggro, so I go left instead of going right. There's a guy right there. I missed the shot, but it looks easy on the camera, but offhand shooting with an iron sight and that type of an angle is really hard. Just asserting my dominance here. Yeah, asserted that dominance and took that win. That was pretty broken. We were pretty deep in their spawn. But we're going to see how that changes with this domination gameplay now. Knowing that there's an objective where people are going to funnel into. So instead of going to the left lane where it was like super crowded, I went to the right lane instead. And we're going to see how that goes. So we're holding the objective. That's basically the mission here, to hold this objective to make sure that they don't take it before we do, to flip that bottle up. So go to this left side where I know it's safe. I had a jam there. So there's two angles here. I could get shot from the extreme right or that left in front of the objective. I think I heard something on the right. So what I do is I shuffle back, and that guy was luckily right there. He already knew my position because he heard me shoot. He saw my tracer, so he was just waiting for me to expose myself. So that's kind of one thing as well. Like, when do you give away your position? When do you be aggro? And I think in that situation, I should have just stayed there without it. But there really wasn't much I could have done. There's another guy there. Now, at the time, I wasn't sure if it was the same guy or not. I probably thought it was the same guy, but after watching the footage, I actually got the hit and the guy didn't call it. But it happens. So I did a little pre-fire in there to make sure. So now I'm just holding this angle. I go to the right where I know I have a super strong side, and I crouch down. And that guy was right there. He didn't notice me crouch down. So, and I got hit right there because I was caught looking at him going away, and I had my guard down standing in the open like an idiot. But yeah, I think the good thing I did there was crouching down, and it gave me a lot of time. I had about 200 milliseconds, I suppose, before that guy noticed me, and I already got him. But my blunder there was standing in the open after that, instead of staying on the ready. And I just got blasted in the head, you know what I mean? So I got that guy, didn't notice that I did. No, the camera can see more than what I could see at the time. So that guy's down there. I get a lucky shot here. Didn't bother switching shoulders because it was such a close range. I knew I could just cant the rifle and just go for the shot. But that guy traded me anyway. That was one of the situations where I didn't have time to actually switch it over because I was using a 2-point sling. So I just said, you know what, screw it. I'm just going to go for the bend. Which is kind of risky in airsoft because you expose yourself in such a small area here, right? Where everything's kind of magnified times 10. And then, you have the curving BBs when you can't your rifle that much, right? So you sacrifice a lot when you do that. So here I am suppressing with the light. And that's one of my favorite strategies to do, suppressing with the light, intimidate people, make sure they don't peek just because they know that I'm looking there. So here I'm crouching again, and I'm able to get that guy. That guy shouldn't have come out to get me. He should have just stayed behind the wall and UAB'd. I think he got a little greedy there, and I think he just went for the trade. He might have just wanted me off the map. That might have been the thing. He might have just wanted the trade to buy some time, which I think is smart now that I think about it. But this guy was super aggro. There he was again. I was super lucky. I had to cock the rifle, and then as soon as I cocked it, he showed up, so that was good. And I had my hand off the firing trigger, so pretty risky. So here I'm taking that same lane, trying to dominate this single lane because I know that I was good at it. Take this right side to eliminate a lot of the angles. Get that guy who just exposed himself. That guy didn't get me because that piece of cover is angled just right, and got him right there. So he probably got dazzled by the light as well. Which is why I love using flashlights in CQB. People ask me, like, why would you put a flashlight? Like, flashlights are amazing in CQB. They have so much value at the expense of giving away your position. But when you're fighting someone right ahead of you, and, you just got to scrap, the flashlight gives you that time, right? To dazzle and confuse. Shot my teammate at the end there, but the game was over. So final round, Gotta take the left side this time because I know I'm dominating. I gotta support this guy who's moving up really fast with his offhand. And I'm shooting with my on hand here, or whatever, strong arm. Try this pie. Too scared to pie. Just trying to pre-fire there to see if I can get a reaction and see if I can hear them reacting to that. Offhand pie here. Being aware of who's in front of me, and I know that he's right there, so I know that that's kind of safe. So I'm just kind of trying to support him. I got shot by my own teammate for some reason. They're shooting at me. I don't know why, but since I know my teammate's on the left corner there, I know that he's holding this lane, so I know that they can't push up, so I go for that flag. So I know I see that that guy was holding the lane that I was previously watching, and I knew that my boy was all the way up in the corner. I didn't need to be there anymore. I didn't need 3 eyes in one lane. So I decided to rotate and see how our right side's doing. Clearly, we lost one. That guy just died. He was just walking right through. And now we're going to hold down this right lane since seems that everybody needs to be on the left. So just like Call of Duty, if all my teammates are on one side, I don't want to be on that one side too. There's enough eyes there. We need somebody on this side as well. He's telling me there's someone right there. I'm going to go for the peek. The jiggle peek, didn't see him. I see him with the flashlight, but I can't see, so I go for these stupid jiggle peeks. Meaningless. Maybe just intimidation tool. And I use the tracers to communicate with him, just in case he didn't hear me or something like that, so he knows where that man is at. Do a nice tactical reload before I proceed to engage into the left lane here. Little did I know that this magazine only had 9 rounds in it, or 8 rounds plus 1. So I was actually better off in post using that first magazine. But I think it's the thought that counts. Seeing that guy was there on the end there, I shot him with my offhand. Did not want to challenge him with iron sights offhand. I knew I would lose. So instead of doing that, this guy pushes up for me, and I start to take and get closer. Take that round. I think one of the things that hindered me the most is hesitation, and I knew that if I hesitated and didn't take that ground, that precious ground, and get in control of these angles, we would have been stuck there for like 20 minutes, right? And that guy wouldn't have been traded for like a long time. So I decided just like, screw it. I'm gonna just push up and use the intel that I do have. Go for the trade. Of course, if you're playing in a 1 life game mode, it would completely change up. So I'll go for a little bit of a pre-fire. Gun is out. Luckily, I had a light, so he couldn't shoot at me. I guess he was dazzled. I load into a 2-round magazine, which I didn't know at the time. Go for the jiggle peek. I'm out again. Instead, I'm going to reload. I mean, not reload. Take out my pistol. So take out my pistol, have a light that's a little bit more manageable, have more flexibility on this angle, expose less of myself because the way I can hold the pistol and there's not that much recoil. It was just the smarter choice. At the expense of accuracy because I don't train with my pistol enough. And I can't see my BBs, right? I can't see if I'm actually hitting somebody. Do a reload because I knew that I actually real count these at 16. I knew I shot quite a bit. So I knew going for a reload was a smart choice. Just holding these guys at bay with the Glock. Switch back to my AKM for the big guns. Holding that same angle again. And just keeping them suppressed. This game's already decided. We're just suppressing them. They've given up at this point. They ain't coming in. This guy's running suppressing shots. And I'm just crouching just in case they pull up for a surprise attack at the end. And that is all for today, guys. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, let me know. And we'll make more of them. What I plan to do, like I said, we'll make these regularly, I guess, and then we'll throw in bonus episodes for bonus gameplays, or maybe we'll show like super bad gameplays that I don't want to put on the channel and put commentary on those for channel members, and that'll be part of your exclusive content that you guys get as for supporting the channel. But anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.